Welcome back, everyone, for your stimulus update. Welcome to December. This is your stimulus update for Tuesday, December 1st. I'm going to share with you the two most important pieces of stimulus news that are circulating right now and share with you what I believe are the important things about it. First is going to be this. Now, this is from CNBC, but this is being reported everywhere that lawmakers are now trying to unveil a bipartisan coronavirus stimulus package. And a lot of the news that you're going to see is that it's going to be between $2.2 trillion and $500 billion. And the number that they are kind of settling on, at least according to the Washington Post, you can see it right here, is $908 billion overall. But when you look at the bipartisan plan that they're coming up with, it would likely include $300 billion for a paycheck protection program, $240 billion for state and local governments, $50 billion for healthcare, and then some other things. But you'll notice that one of the items left out is the stimulus checks. In addition, they're really listing this as a transitionary stimulus program, meaning until Joe Biden takes control of the presidency and the new House members come in and the new Senate members come in, and then that government can produce its own stimulus plan. This could sort of bridge the gap between those two things, which is why they're going to say we don't need stimulus checks right now. They can figure that out in the next one. In my opinion, most Democrats are going to have a problem with this, especially leaders in the House of Representatives and the Senate, including Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer. If they can't get everything, they're not going to take some piecemeal deal, even if it's called transitionary, if mediary. It doesn't really matter what it's called. They're not going to take the deal, which brings us to the second piece of important stimulus news, and really the more important piece of stimulus news. And that is this. They're talking about Biden's first 100 days. This is from CNN Politics. I'll leave all of these links below if you want to take a look at it for yourself. But again, this is being reported everywhere. What is Joe Biden going to do in his first 100 days as president of the United States? Well, one of the things he's already talking about is a massive stimulus deal. He wants to put together a stimulus deal, probably $2.2 trillion, even more than that, possibly, because again, he is a Democrat, and you're going to have Democrat leadership in the House and the Senate that might possibly want to do something even bigger. A little bit down the way, and this is what we need to understand, the scope of the stimulus legislation will likely turn on the results of the Senate runoffs in Georgia in early January. It continues over here. If either Democrat fails to unseat their GOP incumbent rivals, the body remains under the thumb of Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, the Kentucky Republican, and Biden's ambitions will be checked from the outset. This is 100% fact. Everything is about the Georgia runoffs. Now, if you're the person who wants Democrats to be in charge of the presidency, the House of Representatives, and the Senate, you're then going to want the Democrats to run the Senate seats in Georgia. If they do that, they're basically going to be able to put through any stimulus deal they want. It's going to be a multi-trillion-dollar deal, and Joe Biden is going to sign it. If even one of the Republicans win, the Senate is going to be under control of the Republicans, and the Democrats are not going to be able to put it through anything that they want, and then they're going to start to have to piecemeal the entire stimulus program together. We already know that both Republicans and Democrats want more stimulus checks, want more PPP help, want more unemployment help, but the ambitious $2.2 or $3 trillion program is going to be brought way back down to reality with a Senate under the control of Republicans. All of this is going to be determined between December 15th and January 5th with the Georgia runoffs. That's where the key comes into place when it's the next stimulus check. I know there's a lot of programs out there and a lot of people saying a lot of things, highlighting different sites that say, oh, there's another push for stimulus, and look, there's good news here, and this is going to happen here. But I cannot be more honest with you all that there is nothing that is more important than the Georgia runoffs. Everything else is speculation. Everything else is hype. Everything else is news that almost really doesn't matter. Once those Georgia runoffs are done, I could tell you almost exactly what's going to happen. If two Democrats win, it's going to be a multi-trillion-dollar stimulus program. It's going to include all the bells and whistles. Yeah, it's going to increase our debt. Yes, it could possibly lead to some slight inflation and possibly, some bad situations with the economy, but it's probably not going to collapse us, and it's going to go send off stimulus checks and do a lot of different things. If one of the Republicans win, then it's going to be completely different. You're going to have a piecemealed stimulus program. Nancy Pelosi is not going to get her way. It's probably going to eventually include some sort of stimulus checks. It's probably going to include more PPP help. It's going to include more unemployment help, not $600 per week, but maybe something more like $300 per week. It's going to include a lot of different things, but it's not going to be a multi-trillion-dollar deal. But we're not going to know until after we see what happens in Georgia. And that's where everything lies right now. So Biden's next 100 days, let's see how the seats look in Georgia. This bipartisan deal that they're looking to pass right now, they're looking to have some transitionary stimulus deal. I highly doubt it. I don't think that the Democrat leaders are going to be in with it. I think it's more games, more word games, and it's just fluff that's out there in the cloud for people to take a look at it and distract them from everything else that's going on. This is my stimulus update for today, December 1st.